So, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who's familiar with VTubing and the VTuber community knows that quite a while ago there was a divergence. There was a breaking up, as it were, between IronMouse and Silvervale. I've seen a lot of people that have given Silvervale a whole lot of crap because they support IronMouse, they like IronMouse, and they think that what she did was wrong and shady and mean girls and all that stuff, and they think that she's totally in the wrong. And when I hear that, I shouldn't be stunned, but I am. Because IronMouse was in the wrong. IronMouse was 100% in the wrong. Here's the reality that a lot of people choose to ignore. At that time, Silvervale had been mercilessly and relentlessly harassed by the LGBTQ trans community, a bunch of vicious, degenerate, mentally ill freaks on the internet. And they had gone after her to such a degree that they were creating websites to track down anyone who played Hogwarts Legacy. That was the crime that Silvervale had committed. She wanted to play Hogwarts Legacy. And for that, they had doxed her family. They had gone after her friends. And even people that were within her circle of VTubers, I think, what was the name? The VTuber Fruit, actually jumped in to go after Silvervale. So I want you to imagine for a moment somebody that you think is your friend is sitting there in a group of people with somebody who's actively attacking you along with these other disgusting, mentally ill left-wing LGBTQ freaks. They're attacking you because you stated that you really wanted to play a certain game. You wanted to play Hogwarts Legacy. That is literally it. I can't even begin to tell you how quickly I would drop somebody as a friend if they didn't reach out, as I'm drowning. I'm being bombarded with these absolute vicious freaks. These disgusting, subhuman, bottom-feeding parasites that are trying to ruin me because I want to play Hogwarts Legacy. I want to play this game. I'm a fan of Harry Potter. That, for me, is so clear-cut. And if you can't see that IronMouse was wrong for not reaching out, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you've never had a friend or somebody that is even a business partner. But if they're going through shit like that, you reach out. I can't even begin, even if you are somebody who's chronically ill, if you are online as much as they are, as much as IronMouse is, as much as Silvervale is, if you are somebody who's online and you're not reaching out at all, that speaks volumes. It shows a profound lack of character. Now, this is something that is confirmed by both people, that IronMouse didn't reach out at all. And understand that when you're in that moment, when you're in that situation, maybe you don't handle things in the best way, but you have a large number of these vicious idiots, these disgusting, despicable, bottom-feeding, unctuous human beings coming after you in the way that they were going after Silvervale. They were trying to bully her off of the internet. These people wanted to ruin her career and actually were sending death threats, wanting her to end her life. This was insanity. And yet you had Fruit, who's, I don't know, Apricot, whatever the hell its name is, trying to feed into that. And so you had this person going, this person who I thought was my friend is now doubling down to join in on this hate mob. Somebody else who I thought was my close friend that we started with didn't even send me a message. And I know that a lot of people say, well, she could have messaged her. When you are going through something like that, that is not the time to expect somebody to make the best decision. When Silvervale would make content, she would do so in tears. Because not everyone is able to withstand that level of bombardment. I can do it, but the reason I can do it is because I can compartmentalize on a whole number of levels. Number one, the internet versus real life. But if people started calling my family and stuff like that, I just tell them, you know what, just put your phone on mute. And also, me personally, I'm not as interested in what these people have to say at all. I'm not interested in their opinion. I don't. A lot of them I don't even view as people. I mean, these are bots basically. These are people who wake up every day, get on the internet to type negative shit for free. They don't have a job. They don't have any prospects in their life. They exist every day to basically be a bot and generate negativity to feel something. So my reaction is very different. But if you have a girl who thinks that she's part of this group, and then because she wants to play this game, because she's a fan of Harry Potter, gets this brutal, vicious mob coming after her, yeah, that's not the time to be expecting somebody to, well, she could have reached out. No, I mean, there's a number of reasons why, if you're friends with somebody, you would not ignore them like that. Even if they were just acquaintances. The onus is on IronMouse to reach out to their friend, or their acquaintance, or even their business partner, or maybe they aren't even friends at that point, maybe they're just neutral. You reach out to them. That's the bare minimum. And I don't buy that that IronMouse didn't know. And a lot of these people didn't know. I don't buy that. I don't buy that they were ignorant of it or had no clue. They saw what was going on and went into business for themselves, essentially. That's what it seems like to me. And so Silvervale decided to cut ties, decided to leave, which is exactly what I would have done in that situation. If I'm fighting for my life and I've got a relentless mob of mentally ill freaks and losers and disgusting bottom feeders and these people that are godless and soulless and just absolutely foul in every measurable way, and they're coming after me, and the people that I think I can rely on are silent and don't reach out and don't say anything, that pretty much tells you who your friends are. And so I see a lot of people running defense for IronMouse and trying to say, well, Silvervale shouldn't have done this and she shouldn't have said this. And maybe there's some truth to some of that. But at the end of the day, we look at things in the context and the time in which they were done. You can't look at these actions in a vacuum. You have to realize that these actions were done under the context of a rabid online mob of LGBTQ freaks were coming after her and trying to ruin her, trying to dox her. And I think there was some doxing. There were threats. There was an intimidation tactic because she wanted to play a game. There was a game dev who generated this find out who's playing Hogwarts Legacy list, which kept track of streamers who had played the game. So understand that I think it's important to remember things like this, first of all. Because you should never forget how evil and despicable the LGBT community is. All of these people that just knee-jerk support it, you're doing that because it's social rote. For me, I've never said that I support the LGBT community. Or if I was, maybe I was making a parody or a joke or out of my mind. But the reason I don't support the LGBT community is because of their antics, because of their tactics. I mean, I disagree with their lifestyle, but I disagree with the lifestyle of a lot of people that I don't despise as vehemently as the LGBT community because of the way that they treat people. They think that they are in the right. They think they are on some kind of moral crusade, some kind of civil rights cause, so they can treat people as inhumanly as possible for absolutely nothing. This person, Silvervale, actually supports the LGBT community. Openly so. I don't think I've ever seen a clip from them or a comment from them that is disagreeing with that. But this person wanted to play a video game that at the time was being deemed verboten by the brown shirts. And you're not allowed to dissent. You're not allowed to have a disagreement. So they went after her and tried to destroy her. And so if you ask me, any person that didn't reach out to Silvervale to ask how she was doing, if she needed help, if there was anything they could do, I mean, there's nothing that they could do. But even reaching out, that is the bare minimum in my view. Reaching out and asking how that person is, that is the bare minimum. So, if you're a fan of IronMouse, I get it. It's perfectly fine. You want to support them, that's fine. You think that Silvervale is bad, but anytime that IronMouse talks about this, or anytime anyone else talks about it to try to downplay the culpability of IronMouse in being in the wrong, they're just wrong. Because context absolutely matters. And if IronMouse were going through something like that, and I don't think IronMouse has ever gone through anything even remotely close to that, there is nothing as vicious and pernicious and virulent as the poison that is the LGBT community online, especially when it comes to trans issues. They are ruthless. A lot of times it's because they're mentally ill. They don't have that thing that most normal, sane human beings have, which tells them, okay, we're not going to do this because this is disgusting and wrong and evil and bad, and we don't want to do that because, we're treating our fellow human beings in this cruel way that's not right. Instead, they do the opposite. No, we have to go harder because it's all about bullying tactics. It's all about intimidation. They looked at Silvervale and they said, okay, here's a girl, here's a VTuber, she's an easy target. So they went after her. They don't go after difficult targets. Well, I mean, maybe sometimes they do, but usually when it comes to that sort of tactic, they don't go after people that are going to come at them as viciously as they go after other people. They want to go after VTubers like Peek and Me. They want to go after people like Asmongold because Asmongold isn't really going to care. They can vent and rage and get out their virtue, and Asmongold's going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, you people are crazy. Okay. But I think it's critically important to talk about this and to explain that no, Silvervale was not in the wrong in that situation to cut ties. I would have done the same thing, and I know a lot of you would have done the same thing. It's just that a lot of people have blinders because it involves maybe one of their favorite VTubers. And you don't want to admit that maybe your favorite VTuber did something that was kind of uncool. Now, I'm not saying that what IronMouse did is in any way as bad as like Fruit or Apricot or whatever the weird one, the lich one, the one with the wings. That is by far the worst. When people are coming after somebody and you leave some kind of snarky, despicable comment about how bad Silverville is, or try to dogpile them. I mean, it's so gross. But no, you don't keep friends like that. And you don't make excuses for the people who do stuff like that. You call them out, you expose them because it's absolutely wrong. Anyway, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.